We're live. YouTube. What's up, everybody? If you're joining me, we're going to talk about the Plant-Based Expo going on in New York City this weekend. I'm going to have Ben Davis from the event on in a little bit, and we're going to ask him some questions about the event so you guys can know more about it. And in the meantime, feel free to ask any questions. If you haven't seen my video already, I posted, the last video I posted was the shopping at Dollar Tree, the 12 best bargains I found there. So go check that out, and we'll get started. It's going to be a voice call with Ben Davis of the Plant-Based Expo, which I've never been to before. I guess it's the first time doing these. I usually go to the Natural Products Expo, which isn't all vegan, and it's like the biggest in the world, out in Anaheim. And then they do one out on the East Coast in September of each year, and that would be in Baltimore. So they do two a year, and then this one is supposed to be completely vegan. So all the vegan companies are going to be there. You don't have to worry about going to a company that doesn't have something that's vegan. So that's going to be pretty cool. And we are going to ring Ben in a second here. I'm going to call him on speakerphone. I'll just get that ready real quick. How's everyone doing? Of course, it's raining here again, Syracuse, New York. All right, put this over here so I can see your guys' comments. I'm in Syracuse, New York, upstate New York, central New York, about 4 hours from New York City, if you don't know where that is. Okay. I should have probably looked at my phone before I did this, make sure it was charged. So it's pretty low on battery, but I think we can do this. Cocoa cheese? No, I haven't heard of cocoa cheese. Cocoa cheese. K-O-K-O. Haven't heard of it. 23 in the chat, 24. So this was unplanned at first. So I talked to Ben earlier today, and we decided we're going to do a live for this. The event is going to be this weekend, 7th and the 8th in New York City. And it's an all plant-based expo. So there's going to be tons of different vegan companies there. I'm not sure if I'm going yet. I was planning on it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it down there or not. So it's possible that I'll be there. I like to go to these things, and this is the closest one to where I live. The other two are in Baltimore and Anaheim. So usually go to those two. And it just, it's a big travel event going out to California every time. But it's fun. Hello from Russia. Hey, how's it going over? And what time is it over there? I guess it depends where you are, because Russia is a really big country. All right, so we're going to get Ben on the line. If you're just joining us, Ben is from the Plant-Based Expo, and he's going to answer some questions for us, tell us a little bit about what you can expect if you go there. So let's call Ben on speaker. And just let me know if you guys can hear him and everything. Oh, that's weird. Are we getting feedback?
This is Ben.
Hey, Ben, how's it going? This is Chris.
Hey, Chris, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. We're live. We're on a live stream on YouTube right now.
Awesome. It's great to be here. Thanks so much for having me on.
Yeah, no problem at all. Let's see. I guess just introduce yourself. Like, what do you do for the Plant-Based Expo, and what it's about, and we'll get that going.
Absolutely. Sounds great. Yeah, so my name is Ben Davis. I am the Content and Communications Director for Plant-Based World Conference and Expo, which is a really exciting event that we have coming up here this weekend. Can't believe it. We've been working pretty hard on it for the past year and a half or so. And it is really the first big professional trade show for specifically the plant-based foods industry, and the movement behind that. My role within the organization here is to kind of orchestrate the key partnerships we have with some really awesome organizations within the movement, such as the Plantrition Project. We've developed our healthcare program, Eat for the Planet. I don't know if you know Nil Zacharias and the Eat for the Planet podcast, but working with them to develop our business conference, the Plant-Based Foods Association, doing a lot of great work in the business space, and really developing the conference program that we have to educate a really diverse audience on the trends towards plant-based products and consumer shifts that way, and the benefits of living a more plant-based lifestyle. So I appreciate you having me on, and we have a lot going on this weekend, so I think your audience will be excited to learn a little bit about why this event is so cool, and how we think it's going to help really progress the movement forward.
Awesome. And how many companies are actually going to be there? How many booths are you going to have?
So our expo floor has, we're up close to about 140 exhibit booths. So over 100 unique brands will be exhibiting. Everything from, some of the brands that I'm sure you've done videos about on your channels. We got Miyoko's and Follow Your Heart and Daya. A lot of the cheese brands are represented. We've got some of the big plant-based meat brands like No Evil Foods. I actually was just watching one of your videos where you're wearing a No Evil sweatshirt, so I thought you'd appreciate that. Light Life and Good Catch. A lot of the companies that are doing some really great work in the space right now. And then quite a few smaller startups. We have a whole startup zone with companies that have only been around for a couple of years that are looking to get their products out there. So there's going to be a whole bunch of cool things for people to check out over the course of the 2 days on the expo floor.
Also, I saw that you have a ton of really cool speakers that are going to be there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the coolest thing, in my mind about this event is really the what we're doing to bring this community together and the diversity of the audience and the speaker program. So, we've got a healthcare track for healthcare professionals to come and learn about whole food plant-based nutrition, with the real rock stars of the movement like Michael Greger and Dr. Colin Campbell and Caldwell Esselstyn and Dean Ornish and all those guys. And then right alongside that, we've got a business conference with CEOs of restaurants and brands and representatives, buyers from retail stores and distributors, all coming to really dive into the trade side of things and how we can get plant-based products more widely available for consumers out there. And then on Saturday, we also have what we're calling Community Day, which would typically kind of be your consumer day at a trade show. But the idea was really to focus more on the community aspect, where we have some really awesome speakers like Nimai Delgado and Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams and Gene Bauer and some of these real awesome folks from the movement that have been doing such great stuff to progress plant-based foods forward, and that's open to the general public. People can come in and check out the expo floor on Saturday and hear some of these great people speak as well.
Well, that's amazing. That was my other question. So the other 2 days that it's open, it's not open to the general public, just on Saturday?
Yeah, so just to give people an idea of if they're interested in checking it out, it's a 2-day event, so it's Friday and Saturday. Both days are trade focused. So for food industry professionals, if you're a restaurant, if you own a restaurant, if you work in a retail store, if you're developing, if you're an entrepreneur developing a new plant-based meat alternative, you're more than welcome to come as a trade professional. Also, the healthcare side, if you're a nutritionist, a doctor, a holistic, chiropractor, anything like that, both days are aimed towards the health and the trade audience. But we also wanted to make it accessible to the general public. It's such an exciting topic these days. People are really wanting to learn more about the benefits of a plant-based lifestyle, even, and in particular, if they're not vegan or vegetarian already, but they want to have, more plant-based options in their lives. So that's why we created Community Day on Saturday. So it'll be open to the trade, just like Friday is, but we'll also have the general public in there. And so on our website, which is plantbasedworldexpo.com, you can learn about the Community Day Pass, which for just a much smaller price than kind of the full conference for 2 days, you can come in for $25 and check out the expo floor. Or if you want to attend some of those sessions for the Community Day conference, we've got education available too that's really accessible to the general public.
Okay, that's really cool. Well, you answered my question there too. Also, where in New York City is this going to be located?
It's taking place at the Jacob K. Javits Convention Center. So it's really kind of the big expo location, convention center in New York City. And, the idea of putting it there was really to, make the statement that the plant-based movement, the plant-based foods industry has gone mainstream at this point. And I know that's something that you really also kind of talk about in a lot of your videos. And, there are a lot of great events out there that are plant-based focus, vegetarian food festivals and stuff like that are really kind of aimed more towards a consumer audience. They have food sampling and all that, but the idea here is to do something different, something more professional, something that mirrors the experience that businesses have at bigger professional trade shows as far as education and networking and real buying opportunities to meet with the industry. And so that's why we chose to put it in the Javits Center. Make the statement in the mainstream kind of capital of the world in New York City and the media there that it's time to take this movement and this market seriously. And people have seemed to respond to that really well. And the types of people who are registering to come and check it out are from really reputable companies. We have registrants coming to check it out from Shake Shack and Subway and Burger King and all these places that probably would never walk into a vegan food festival, but are coming to Plant-Based World Expo to learn how they can keep their business up with the consumers that are demanding more products that don't come from animals.
Awesome. And hey, if you guys that are watching this stream have any questions before Ben has to go, just let me know in the comments over here. Do you expect this to go after this expo? Would you expand this to any other parts of the country, or is it always going to be in New York City?
It's a great question. We've gotten that a lot from people around the country who have been, said, bring this to our city. We'd love to, check it out in Chicago or out west or something. And because we've been so focused on this, getting this year one off the ground, it's hard to say exactly what the future holds, but I will say that the plan and the intention is to really continue to build this event as an annual gathering for the whole plant-based industry and community and movement in New York City, and continue to grow it. We do plan on being back at the Javits Center in 2020. We've gotten such a good response here that we're pretty confident to say that year two will take place same time, same place in 2020, and so we're really excited about that. And so that's really all I can say as far as plans go for the future. We've got still a lot of work to do this week to make sure year one goes as planned, but everything's really moving in a great direction. So that's kind of the idea for the future, is to continue to grow this event into a real home base for the whole plant-based movement to gather each year in New York.
Awesome. And then this is going to be going on, if you guys are just joining us, this weekend on Friday and Saturday. It's open to the public on Saturday. And is there a website that they can go to for more information?
Absolutely. So it's www.plantbasedworldexpo.com, and all the information's there. You're more than welcome to shoot me an email. It's ben@theplantbasedworld.com. If you have any questions after the video, I'm happy to help you out. And when you say, it is open to the general public on Saturday, another just kind of caveat to that is that there are a lot of people who would maybe fall into the general public category, but happen to be really big fans of guys like Michael Greger and Colin Campbell and want to see them speak. And, those folks out there are more than welcome to attend both days and purchase a full conference pass. It's definitely a little bit pricier than just the community day ticket on Saturday, because you're paying for 2 full days of, really high quality education that for the doctor community is CE credited and high level education with a lot of these leaders of the nutrition movement. But just wanted to let people know out there, because we've been getting this question a lot, like, hey, I'm just a regular person, but I love these doctors. I want to hear them speak. You're more than welcome to attend for both days and check that out as well. And again, I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody has if there's any follow-up there.
Okay, great. And I will put the website in the description of this video as well. Do you have anything else to add, Ben, or are you that about it?
I would just say that we're really excited to see all the people come together in one place. I think that's really what makes this movement so so exciting. Myself, I had mentioned to you in our communication before, I come to this from the ethical vegan standpoint, and to be able to take this conversation into a place where, we're talking to people who don't necessarily identify as vegans, as vegetarians. We're talking to people who own restaurants, who own retail stores. They're just trying to understand how to keep up with their business, but those conversations are really important for us to have in order to progress the mission behind the vegan movement. That even if restaurants like Burger King and stores like Kroger are adding more vegan options to their menus and shelves, that means that less animal products are eventually going to be used, and that's what excites me the most. I think it's going to be a really fun, exciting gathering, but I see it growing and expanding in a way that the world starts to pay more attention to this, and whether they're doing it for the same reasons that we are in the end, isn't necessarily what matters. What matters is there's more plant-based products available, there's less people eating animals on a regular basis, and the world, one step at a time, becomes a healthier, more sustainable and ethical place. So that's my vision, that's the intention we're pouring into this event, and just really excited to see it all come together this weekend, and appreciate you giving me a few minutes of your time, Chris.
Awesome. Absolutely. I agree. The future is vegan. It's finally going mainstream after all these years. So I appreciate what you're doing, and thank you for being on the call here, answering these questions.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Chris. Looking forward to meeting you in person soon.
All right. Take care.
See ya.
Bye. All right. There you have it. The Plant-Based Expo. If you guys are anywhere near New York City this weekend, or you guys can drive out there, it's a cool thing to go and experience. There are a ton of speakers that are going to be there. I was looking through the list the other day, and he only mentioned a handful of them. There's a lot more. So if you guys want to, go there and check that out, or if you just want to check out the different booth of different options that they have out there that maybe you don't have where you live, they're all going to be here in one place. So that's pretty cool. Is there any other questions? Or we can talk about anything. Ask me anything. I don't care. Is there any other questions while we're on here, while we're live, before we go? It sounds to me like we all need to go to Sweden, because they have all kinds of restaurant chains that are serving vegan options and stuff like that. I did read that the Nestle burger, which was the Sweet Earth, what is it called? Awesome Burger, is coming out. So yeah, every company. I was just thinking about that today. I opened up it was either my email or I saw it on Instagram, and I was thinking, I'm like, look, finally, nobody wanted to listen back in the day. Nobody really cared, but now everybody's jumping on board, because it is the future. If they don't do it, they're going to be left behind and probably go out of business. But every company is making their version of vegan options, vegan burgers, vegan whatever, vegan milks. It's really awesome to see this finally taking place, after trying to have this happen for so many years. Marina wants to know, have I watched Endgame? I did. I went with Craig last week. I saw Endgame, and I did. I liked it. I liked Endgame. What else we have? We're all going to invade Sweden now, right? We're all going to go over there and hang out with Marmaduke, and she's going to take us out to all the vegan restaurants and show us all the vegan options, and of course Vego bars, and the Oatly. I guess the Oatly has ice cream over there. Who'd have thunk? Oatly ice cream. That sounds like it would be really good. So Kat just got here. So Kat, what you just missed was we talked about the Plant-Based Expo that's going to be going on this weekend in New York City. We talked with Ben Davis, who is one of the guys putting that expo on, and he told us all the good stuff about it. So if you want to go back after this video is over, you can go rewatch that, hear all about it. If you're anywhere near New York City, it's an all plant-based expo. So I've been going to expos for years now, and they're usually natural products expos. So all the vegan companies are there, but they also have non-vegan companies. Well, this one is going to be only vegan plant-based companies, and there's going to be a bunch of speakers that are going to be there too. So like Dr. Greger, Gene Bauer, I think he said Neil Bernard, Dr. Ornish. Did he say Esselstyn's going to be there? I forget. I could easily look it up. But any suggestions for omega-3 supplements? I eat walnuts a lot. If you saw my last video, I made like a walnut Parmesan cheese. Also flaxseed. I put flaxseed in my smoothie every day. That gives you. And then there's this omega. Wait, let me see if I can find it. I took a picture of it. This omega DHA fortified supplement here that I've been using. They sent it to me. I think I took a screenshot of it last night, so let me just check here. Here it is right here. It's called, let's see if I can show you guys. It's called Omega Peanut Butter Jelly Sandwich Smoothie. And it's kind of just like a peanut butter, and I put like maybe half a tablespoon in my smoothie. It's really good, and it's fortified. It's got omega-3s in it, DHA. So that's what I've been using. Also for omegas, if you want to go the supplement route, there is a really good supplement that I recommend. I think I have it listed here in one of my links. Vitamin right here. It is the vitamin omega-3. It's by Herbaland Gummies. They're a company out of Vancouver, and all of their stuff is really good. I take the B12 D3 every day. They also have the omega, and they also have kid vitamins too. So yeah, I don't know if you saw that or not. Like, let me see. Did this show up? Yeah, there it is. Omega peanut butter and jelly smoothie. There we go. That's it. So, I mean, if you just Google it, you'll probably find it somewhere on the webs. What percentage of my diet do I eat out? It all depends where I am. When I'm home, like I usually am, very rarely do I ever go out. I usually make all my food here at home. And I'd say probably less than 10% of the time do I ever go out. When I'm out traveling, when I'm going out to California, which is only a couple times a year, that's when I go to all the restaurants. Because where I am right now, there's only one vegan restaurant. There's vegan options, and I just get really weird when it comes to like cross-contamination. So I prefer to either watch them make my food or go to a vegan restaurant altogether, or just make my own food. And that's what I do most of the time. So in my videos, when I'm going to restaurant, that's when I'm out there in California, usually with Cesar, and we're trying all these different vegan restaurants. It's kind of like a treat to me. So when I do that, it's probably the opposite. 90% of the time, I'm going out to restaurants when I'm in California. But like I said, it's not often that I go to California. It's usually maybe 2, maybe at the most 3 times a year. And I usually stay out there for like 1 to 3 weeks. So yes, I would love to try all the Oatly products. I've tried quite a bit of them. Some of them that they don't have here in the United States. The first season of Hannibal. Well, enjoy, Marina. Thanks for watching. Sun Warrior, somebody said that. How much is a ticket? I think he said for Saturday's event, I think a ticket to go there is $25, which is a deal, because you're gonna see when you go to expos, all the vegan companies are going to be there. So you're going to see it all. You're going to be able to try samples of everybody's stuff. Ben just said, thanks everyone for listening. Hope I didn't talk too fast. No, you sounded great. A lot of coffee today to get ready for the expo this week. I hope to see you this weekend, Ben. I'll talk to you on email. Any thoughts on the? I'm not familiar. Yeah, Nate. I agree. That's how you get started. You learn to cook your own foods first and foremost. Um, because you're not always going to be in a situation where you can just grab a vegan convenient food or go out to a vegan restaurant. Sometimes you're going to have to figure out how to make your food from scratch. And that the first thing I ever did when I decided to change my lifestyle many years ago was learn to cook my own food, because at that point I had nobody was supporting me. My parents didn't like that I went vegetarian. They thought I was being stupid, that they weren't going to support it. So I stuck with my guns, and I started cooking, learning to cook. And basically that was experimenting in the kitchen. So yeah, Ben says 25 for the expo and keynotes, which includes Seth Goldman of the Beyond Meat and Derek Charity Morgan. So again, I'll link the website below if you guys want to check that out and see if you want to maybe go there this weekend. There's going to be a lot of people there, a lot of speakers. I don't know when Beyond Ground Beef will be sold in stores, but I think you probably would get a good answer if you went to the expo on this Friday, Saturday, and you could ask them right there at their booth, because they will be there. I think I had the Oatly cream cheese before, but I haven't had the chocolate ice cream. I haven't had any of their ice cream, but it sounds amazing. Living in expensive New York City, you got vegan restaurants that sell burgers for yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? I used to live in New York City. But when I lived there, I didn't really go. There were a few vegan restaurants, but not all the ones we have today. I would go to, it's not even called Vegetarian Paradise anymore, but I would always go there, Red Bamboo. Bagels on the Square. Effervescence says, I wish that Herbaland was sold at GNC. I know you kind of got to buy it online or through Amazon, but it's worth it. Like I take mine unless I forget, just about every day. Abby's in the Midwest. We're in the Midwest. The Midwest is probably the least amount of places I've been to out in the Midwest. Tacos. Yeah, that would probably taste good. You could probably just take a Beyond Burger and cook it up, and then kind of take your spatula and grind it all up, and there you go. Now you have ground beef. If you really can't wait for the other ground beef. So the tomato basil, I feel like I did have the tomato basil along with the other one, or maybe it was a different brand, the tomato basil. Nate says Red Bamboo went there in the early 2000s. Yeah, that's when I lived there, is early 2000s. Chicago suburbs. Well, just go to Chicago. They have everything there. You guys got a lot of things in Chicago. I've only been there once, though. Technically twice, but I have to put the email. Where is it? Try to find this. Maybe he emailed it to me. The website. website link. The only place I went in Chicago when I was there was the Chicago Diner, which everybody talks about, and I didn't really have much time while I was out there, but there was a few other places I wanted to try out, but I was late and I didn't make it. So, but Chicago Diner was good, and then early the following morning went to Owen and Alchemy, which isn't really it's just like a juice shop. A Vegan Fest Saturday, June 22nd. June 22nd, there's a lot going on June 22nd. That is also Eat Drink Vegan out in California, which I've been going to every year. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out there this year. I don't know. And then they have Vegan Playground the week before that, on June 15th, I believe. Hey, did you ever have a relapse with veganism? Me personally, no. Once I went vegan, boom. I've been vegan since September 23rd, 1994. So 25 years. So many people on YouTube showing off great vegan recipes, usually way healthier if you cook it. Definitely. When you're cooking it yourself, you know what's going into it. You can use all your whole ingredients, stuff like that. You don't have to put any preservatives in there to be like shelf stable or anything like that. So that's the best route to go. Abby's been to the Chicago Diner. Francie says, I'm crazy about Denny's vegan burger. It's so good. Haven't had it. I can't remember the last time I've been to Denny's. Denny's used to be like where everybody would go, like when I was like a teenager. And it was always the same thing. I would end up getting French fries. Do you know, do they cook that burger on a separate grill or a separate pan away from the other stuff? That would be my question if I ever went there. Have I ever tried the V-Bites products? I don't believe so. It doesn't sound familiar. The V-Bites products. Let me look that up real quick to see. Because there's a lot of things I've tried that I totally forget that I've tried. Unless I saw V-Bites. V-Bites. No, I don't think so. Doesn't look familiar. Bro, you look better than most people born in... Well, thanks, Edwin. I graduated high school in 1994. No, the expo is effervescent. It's in Manhattan, and it's by the tunnel, right on the west side. Evil Vegan wants me to do a gluten-free pizza recipe, please. I will work on it, and maybe we'll make that happen. There's also a Veg Fest, Melissa says, in Edison, New Jersey, June 15th. Kiri says, so excited, definitely going to try to go. Oh yeah, the Javits Center, Manhattan. If you guys have any questions that we didn't answer and you're just jumping on, I think Ben is still in the chat, so maybe you could answer those. Otherwise, Marmaduke, yes, I want to start watching Chernobyl as well. I just finished watching House of Saddam to find out what I already knew. TGA Fridays cooks Beyond Meat separate from the meat. That's good. I wouldn't trust Denny's other than diner. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that scares me going out to places that are like you would never. I think it's a great thing. I've said this before, but like places like KFC or McDonald's making, vegan chicken or vegan burgers and stuff. Like I think that's great that they're doing that because it's showing that they're making products that aren't meat, that aren't dairy, and that people can now try that and maybe they never would have tried it before. Maybe that'll be the stepping stone for them to try more things. But for me, I just wouldn't feel right eating something that was prepared in one of these places. I'd feel like I'm really OCD about it too. Like I would not feel like it was. I would feel like it was inevitable that there would be some kind of cross contamination, whether somebody didn't change their glove and pick something up or put a fry. I don't know. But that's just me. Love shows, movies like that, apocalyptic stuff. Yeah, definitely. And that's a true story. So there you go. I just learned about the Demon Core, which I don't know if it was in the show, but, just YouTube and down the dark path, dark web. Aurora says that she's gluten-free, celiac. Well, the good thing is there's a ton of stuff out there that are gluten-free now. So you're in luck, and a lot of companies have gluten-free options. A lot of restaurants have gluten-free options, so that's good. Yeah, Starbucks has always had a few vegan options. I remember, I don't know, I've never really bought anything from Starbucks, but I know that because I went in there a couple times to get some of their cups because I recreated their zombie and their unicorn frappuccinos or whatever, and I did like healthier versions of them, and I just wanted the actual cup. But I saw they have, or they at least they had the Justin's dark chocolate peanut butter cups there. What do you think about Payway? I'm not familiar. I don't know what that is. They said they had tofu, but it's not vegan. I don't know. So, and I've said this before too. Like I think it should be illegal to make tofu not vegan, but I've seen it happen. At the salad bar at Whole Foods, they had tofu that they drizzled in like honey, and it's like, why would you do that? I was all ready to grab me some spoonful of tofu and not vegan. But they did label the lettuce as being vegan, which I think is a huge slap in the face. Like, look, we have vegan options. We have lettuce and tomatoes and onions, and they're all labeled vegan. And it's like, come on. Nate says, Chris, is that a take? Is that shirt? Yes, it is. It's the Stranger Things, but it's Go Vegan. And actually, I make these myself in my garage. I screen print it. I have a screen printer in my garage, so they're on my website, and they help support my channel. These hoodies are like shirt-like material, very comfortable, and it's got a hood on it too. So, and I also have them in t-shirt form if you're interested. You got to go to theveganzombie.com and click store. When is the expo? I don't know if... Yep, so Ben already answered that. So I'm a little behind on these comments here. I'm trying to go through them all if I can. Can I have the zombie behind you? There's a zombie behind me? I didn't see him. So the community day is going to be Saturday, June 8th. How are the pups? The pups are great. They love being pups, you know. They love playing with each other. They love going for walks. I finally got Zeke a slow feeder bowl. Yeah, it's on my story on Instagram. And because he eats his food so fast. So he'll eat the same amount of food 2 or 3 or 4 times faster than Indy will. So I got him the slow feeder bowl, and he still eats it out of there faster than Indy eats his dish. But still, it's a lot slower because it's got all these like nooks and crannies in it. So he's got to really try to get each piece of food. But he just, I don't know. Maybe he'll calm down as time goes on, but. Dr. Gregor, Campbell, Ornish will all be at the event speaking amongst a lot of other people. Business owners, CEOs. It's probably the same thing, right? Yeah. Why people say get sick off vegan products. Why I went vegan for a year. I didn't get sick. I actually rarely get sick as a vegan, opposed to before I was vegan when I used to get sick. Wow, I'm really behind on these comments. You guys are really, it's picking up here. Let's see. Aurora says leaving. Thanks for stopping by. Probably already gone though because I'm just getting into these. Produced pills. I don't eat out at restaurants that give me trust issues. I am the same way. If it's not an all vegan place, that's exactly how I feel. I've been given out like mistakes too many times, and it's like I'd just rather make my own food. Veg Fest happening in KC this weekend. So excited. Am I personally avoiding Just Products and Impossible? I never used their products in the first place. Sometimes I would use the Just Mayo and stuff, but I don't really use that stuff with the oils and stuff anymore. So I just find other things to use. And I've never had the Just Egg before. And the only time I ever had the Impossible was at that situation that I was at the Expo. Other than that, I've never had it. And I don't even know where they sell it around here. So yeah, I don't. I just. But at the same, like I don't. I mean, I have had like Beyond products and stuff, but I just kind of like stay away. And if it's like an event where there's like a barbecue cookout and everybody, maybe I'll have one, but I don't usually buy them or cook them up or anything. They have a lot of coconut oil in it, and that's just not good for me, personally. Some people are fine with it, but I'm not. So I try to stay away from coconut oil, the saturated fat. Yeah, I don't think that the Burger King burger is prepared 100% vegan. I think you got to tweak it a little bit. Ask for no cheese, no mayo, and stuff like that. Ben wants to know how the Vegan Zombie brand name came about. All right, so about 10 years ago, I realized that I hated my job. I was driving the back roads of upstate New York, and I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't want to do this the rest of my life. I don't want this to be it. You know, when I'm 60 or whatever, that I retired and that's all I did. I want to do something that I feel passionate about, that I can wake up and feel like I'm doing something that I love. And so I just started thinking like, hey, what do I love? And that was pretty easy because I love making movies. I love the horror genre, and I've been vegan over half my life. So I just put those three things together, and I started coming up with different ideas. And eventually, within about 5 or 10 minutes, I had the Vegan Zombie. It was I had like a concept to make a movie for a vegan zombie, like an apocalypse where the meat and the dairy were the cause and contamination of turning people into zombies and stuff like that. And I went home and I wrote up a whole script for that. And then I decided to buy a domain called the Vegan Zombie, and then the Facebook came along, and then a few years later Instagram came out, and I got an Instagram and Twitter and all that, YouTube, and I just decided, hey, why don't I start practicing my movie making skills, but at the same time I can promote veganism, because at that point I'd already been vegan for quite a bit of time. So I met up with my friend John, and I said, hey John, this is my idea. Do you want to be the chef in my show where we can just do a cooking show, but we'll kind of do a spin on it. We'll make it set in the zombie apocalypse. That way I can, try to learn my visual effects and my special effects and stuff like that. All the while we can promote veganism. And he's like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So we started that, and then it just kind of took off from there. And that's how it came about, the Vegan Zombie. And, after a lot of years and a lot of time, a lot of hard work, I finally can say this is what I do for a living. It took about 6.5 years after I started it to be able to get to that point, but this is my full-time thing now. So thank you guys for that. It looks like we have a donation from Pink Moon. $5 donation in the super chat. Thank you so much. Pink Moon says, how is Zeke getting along with Indy? They love each other. Zeke is, if anything, Indy's getting sick of him. He's like, I don't want to play anymore because Zeke has so much energy. He's all over the place. So they are having a good time together. They love each other. Let's see if I have a picture here, but I'll show you if I can find it here. Boom, 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 boom. This was yesterday. This is right where I'm sitting right here. Let me pull this up. This is them. Can't really go away, Glare. They're laying. Indy's awake and Zeke is sleeping on Indy's legs. And then there's a funny one. 1 second, let me find it. Where'd it go? If you saw the video, you guys probably, if you know his name is Zeke, then you already saw the video. Why can't I find it? Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is a bedtime picture. I didn't expect this, but there they are, going to sleep. They're getting along pretty well. Francie wants to know why I care about cross-contamination. I understand a lot of people out there that are vegan, they don't care about cross-contamination because, truthfully, if you're only in it for the ethics, which some of you are, then it doesn't really matter because you're not furthering any harm by something like that happening. But for me, it's not only about the ethics. It is about the ethics, but on top of that, I find animal products to be very disgusting. I liken it to basically comparing it to feces. Nobody would want feces to touch their food. I don't want animal products to touch my food, and I don't consider it food. So if it touches my food, it's like a gross factor to me. I see it broken down for what it is, and I don't want my food anywhere near it. So I understand when people don't really mind because, like I said, it's not. You're not any less vegan because of it. It's you're not buying into animal abuse or exploitation by eating something that touched meat. So yeah, I understand that. MF says, can you recommend a good pair of shoes that are vegan, friendly, and affordable? My go-to shoes for the past 3 years have been Annie brand footwear, and they have these. I'm just happen to be wearing the slip-ons today, but I also have the low tops and the high tops. I wear the high tops probably the most, and the slip-ons as well. These are an all-vegan company. I do have a promo code. It doesn't give you a discount, but it gives it gives $5 to Mercy for Animals if you do buy it. So if you do decide to buy any brand, $5 goes to Mercy for Animal, and the coupon code is Zombie Kicks. They, like I said, they're an all vegan company. I like it. They're very light shoes. So if you have the sole is very thin too. So it's almost like barefoot walking, but not quite. So I like shoes that are not big and bulky. So these are perfect, and they're very lightweight. And I think they're all in black now. They stopped making the other colored ones. Like there's one with like a blue design and a red design. They only have what they have in inventory that didn't sell. So if you happen to have a shoe size that they still have some in inventory, you can get those. Because I know John has, does he have the red ones? Or he's got a color, maybe the green ones. And I wanted a pair, but they don't have them anymore. They only have the black ones, but I love them. Hey, Chris, will you be at the Veg Fest in Albany? I don't know. I've gone to every other one that they've had, but I'm not really sure if I'm going this year or not. I got to find out exactly if I can be there at that time. Melissa Luna says, finally caught one of your lives early on. So, hello, Chris. Love all your videos, and you're definitely one of my favorite YouTubers. Well, thank you, Melissa. I'm glad you could catch one of these. Oh, Pink Moon donated $5 twice. Did I miss the other one? Let's see. Oh yes, again. Oh, thank you so much. I'm scrolling through these comments here, and I guess I'm probably behind a couple minutes here. India as in Indiana Jones. That's correct. What else do we have? Boston Veg Fest in October. See, that's the good thing. There's Veg Fest all year long. You just got to know where to go. And I would love to go to every single one. Susan says, I think Brooks shoes are vegan too. Vegan Brain. Chris just created a VIP code ZOMBIE for your followers to get 20% off. So do you hear that, guys? So if you do want to go to the Plant-Based Expo in New York City this weekend, on Saturday, you get 20% off if you use the coupon code ZOMBIE. I don't know if you already did or not, Ben, but if you can send me that link in the email and I'll just copy and paste it right into this video, that would be cool. Just like the website and then the coupon code. So that's pretty cool. Carnivores influenced her. Yeah. More ex-vegans. You know, here's the thing. As veganism goes more and more mainstream, more and more people are going vegan, which means there's going to be more and more ex-vegans as well. But all in all, there's more and more people steadily going vegan. The population is just getting bigger and bigger. Red Flare wants to know how I met Cesar. I met Cesar at one of the expos. He saw me and he I guess him and his mom, when they went vegan, they were influenced to go vegan partly through my YouTube channel. And when he saw me, he came up to me and wanted a picture with me. So we took a picture. And throughout the expos, that's something that's pretty normal. Like I take pictures with people, I meet them, and then we go on our way. But with Cesar, I was looking at his name tag, and he said, if you ever want to go, hang out or something while you're in town, hit me up. And most people, when they hear that, they're like, oh yeah, no problem. But it never usually happens. But as we were talking, he was talking with whoever else I was with at the time. Who was I with? I forget. Anyway, he was talking, and I was kind of standing there, and I was looking at his name tag, and I happened to see that he was from the same place that I was staying in, which was Rancho Cucamonga. So my friend that I was staying with lived in Rancho Cucamonga at the time. So I was like, oh my God, you live right where I'm staying. And he's like, yeah. And so, after the expo was over, I went back to, my friend's house where I was staying and everything. And I texted him. I said, hey, did you still want to hang out? And he's like, yeah, we'll come pick you up. We're going out to an all-you-can-eat vegan buffet. So I was like, oh, that's awesome. So him and his mom picked me up, and we went out to an all-you-can-eat vegan buffet, and we've been like best friends ever since. So you can watch that video because I have it all on video when he came to pick me up, and we went out but that's it. So that's how I met Cesar. Do I ever make it to any Canadian Veg Fest? Yes. I actually was a speaker at the Montreal Veg Fest a couple years ago. That was fun. And that's the only one that I was at. I did do an event. I did a cooking demo in Toronto as well, but that was back in like 2014 or 15 when my cookbook first came out. Are there any vegans in New Jersey? Let me know, Tara. I'm sure there's a lot of vegans in New Jersey. Actually, Tamerlane Farm Sanctuary is in New Jersey. Aurora has a good question. How long have I been hanging with No Egg Craig, and do we live in the same neighborhood? We've been hanging out for probably about a year. I've known him for maybe 2 years. He does live in the same city as me, but we don't live in the same neighborhood. He's about 15-minute drive. And let's see. He was working at a place called Core. I think he was a manager there. And I was going through the line, getting my salad. And he's like, hey, vegan zombie. And I'm like, oh, hey. And that's how I met him. And then we started doing like videos together. We met at Wegmans, and we went in there to do a video, and the security came up to us and said, you can't film in here. And we're like, we're just promoting your store. We've done it many times. And they're like, no, you can't. So we kind of got kicked out of that thing, but we've done many more since. You just can't go in there with a big camera rig, and then they stop you. But if you go in there with your phone, it's all good. And then, now we hang out all the time. We go for runs like every other day. I just did a 5K with him a couple days ago. Are we going to be doing any more Sunday morning breakfast videos? I wanted to, but I don't think he wants to do any more of those. I don't think he thinks they're fun. So I don't know. Probably not. What else we have? Oh, cool. So Red Flare says, awesome. A girlfriend and I started going to vigils because of Cesar's speech from one of our videos. Yes. Yeah, I did a video. I actually took one of his speeches and I just put it up as a standalone video on my channel. Produce says, it was weird, your Dollar Tree. So what happened with the Dollar Tree video that I posted, the first one I posted, I put it up and then YouTube went down. At least for me it did. I could not, after I uploaded it, I went to go change the thumbnail. I tweaked it a little bit and I couldn't get into my YouTube account. I couldn't sign in. I couldn't look at it. I went on my phone. I went on my computer, on my laptop, different browsers. Nothing worked. And then I asked my friends, I'm like, can you see my YouTube page? And then I got a screenshot that it said that I had no content. So I thought that my channel got taken down. But apparently after doing a little search there, YouTube went down for a lot of people. Not everyone, but for a lot of people, YouTube and Snapchat went down. So I was like, oh my God, right when I put up my video, YouTube went down. So I had to re-upload it. after I had already gotten like almost 2,000 views on the first one, people were saying that they couldn't get through it. It wasn't working. So I made it private and I re-uploaded another one, and that's the reason. Ash says, as someone who lives in a third world country, I always find it insulting when people say veganism is a first world luxury. What are your thoughts on that, Ash? How are you able in a third world country to get along as a vegan? I guess I can really only speak for myself, but I will say that I have not had a problem being vegan. I know that I don't live in a third world country, obviously, but I will say that I've never had a problem being a vegan. Whether I had a decent job making decent money, or I was flat broke, literally working a job to be able to buy a broken down 10-speed at Goodwill so I could ride my bike to work. And this is what happened when I was 19. When I moved away from home, I moved to Florida on my own. I had no money, and I was just trying to get by, and I never had a problem being vegan. So that is, I mean, a lot of the foods that are cheapest, I mean, you're not going to be able to buy Beyond Burgers and stuff like that, but a lot of the foods that are the most cheapest and nutrient rich are all vegan foods, lentils and beans and all these rice and stuff like that, nuts, seeds. There's ways, I guess there's ways to do it. Like I would, unless it was like a life-threatening situation, like that, I'm going to be vegan the rest of my life, no matter what I come across. But again, I'm speaking for myself. But I'm always trying to make this channel helpful to other people so that they may find, influence or ways that they can help themselves be. That's why I do videos at like the dollar store. I don't go shopping at the dollar store. That's not a store that I normally shop at, but I want to show people, if you are flat broke and you have no money and you need to eat, there's options out there. So like I go in places like these to show, look, these might not be the healthiest things that you can buy, but here you go. This is what you can buy. Or go to a farmer's market and say, look, I've done videos like $30 a week, what you can make on $30 a week, and go to farmers markets, go even at like places like Wegmans doesn't have the cheapest prices. There's a lot of things that are really expensive at Wegmans, but every store that I've been to, I found cheap things within, normally expensive stores. So, I mean, that's what I try to do. Let's see, we have a couple more super chat donations. I'm trying to find it. That one. Jesse Best, $4.99. Thank you. I appreciate your contact, my fellow vegan printer. Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate the donation there. What do you say to people when they say we're meant to eat animals? I simply say we're not. I mean, there's a lot of proof out there that says otherwise, but I mean, there's the scenario, would you be able to catch an animal with your bare hands and start eating it, fur and everything, without cooking it or anything, without seasoning it, all of that? So yeah. See what else we got. Oh, we have a $20 donation from Bjorn. Thank you so much for the donation. It means a lot. Thank you, supporting the channel. If you guys have any questions about vegan, ask anytime. I'm really active on obviously YouTube, but also day by day on Instagram as well. So I'm always trying to come up with videos to debunk anti-vegans or people's misconception of not being able to be vegan. And again, like, I started the lifestyle when I was only 14 years old, and my parents didn't support me. I didn't have a job. I just went through the house and would make things. Obviously, I didn't buy the food, my mom did, but I would learn to cook on my own until a few years later I ended up going vegan, and then I've been vegan ever since. So I know that there's a lot of anti-vegans out there saying that you can't be vegan and sustain it long term. You're going to have health problems, stuff like that. But I have been vegan for a quarter of a century, so nobody can say, like, I know some of these ex-vegans are saying that some of these people have built in, like, stored nutrients from when they eat meat and dairy, and that's why they're healthy as vegans for 5 to 10 years or whatever. But I can assure you, I have no buildup from any animal products in my body. I stopped eating meat 29 years ago. I stopped eating animal products 25 years ago. Nobody can make an argument that I'm not healthy. I'm in my 40s. I work out all the time. I plan on going skateboarding this week with my friend and film a few tricks, just to debunk all these naysayers, stuff like that. So I feel great. Do I kill bugs and mosquitoes? It depends. If a mosquito is a parasite, it's going to land on me and bite me or my dog. Yes, a mosquito, I don't want to attack me, basically, is what they're doing. So yes, but if it's something like a harmless bug that's going to do no harm, then that's a different story. What are some good TVP recipes? For those of you that don't know, TVP is textured vegetable protein. I made a really good kind of like a lentil curry, potato, all kinds of stuff, and I put TVP in it in my slow cooker like a week or two ago. It was really good. Yeah, our teeth are not meant to be chewing up and eating and killing animals. And even if we did that, we could get by doing that as omnivores. It's 2019. We don't need to do that anymore. And we don't need other people to do it for us. There really is not an excuse. I've found no excuses to be vegan. The only excuse is that they just don't want to be vegan. But there's really no excuse. I've felt only positive, good things by being vegan. CJ and Lindsay, the zombie has my flannel on over there. Bjorn wants to know, am I only eating whole foods? I don't only eat whole foods, but recently that's pretty much what I've been eating is whole foods. I go through different. Right now, I'm trying to eat extra healthy again, but there's times when I'll eat a processed food or two, but mostly it's whole foods. Like today, I've only eaten whole foods. I made a smoothie, and that's what I've had so far. And I've been doing like intermittent fasting too, so like all through night and then the day. I don't like to eat before I work out, so when I go for a run, I'll eat. And I learned this from one of the former co-owners of Vega, Brendan Brazier, was a triathlete. He would eat 2 dates with coconut oil. Well, I'll eat a date with some organic peanut butter on it, and that will give me enough energy to go for my run. And then after my run, I'll drink my smoothie. I have not had a bone density test, no, but I would reckon that my bones are pretty good. I'm a skateboarder of 30 years, and I've fallen quite a bit of times. I've never broken a bone, Knocking on wood right now. Francie wants to know, I am straight edge as well, yes. For those of you that don't know what straight edge means, it just means I don't do any drugs or alcohol. I don't smoke cigarettes. So I'm pretty clean in that respect. I should make a video about how to start a vegan YouTube channel. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Vegan Brain says, does sugar really rot your teeth, or does eating animal products rot your teeth? Honestly, I don't know, because after I went vegan, my teeth are fine. The only time I ever had cavities and stuff was before I was a vegan. And again, that was over 25 years ago. I had crooked teeth, so I got braces and stuff, but Ash says, I've been vegan for 4 years. Well, congrats. 5 vegetarian before that. And to this day, I've never had Nutra, avocado, or vegan, mozzarella, and so on. But still, it is very easy to be vegan. Oh, awesome. So they don't have all of that where you are. But you can, what kind of things what's a normal meal that you would eat, on a daily basis or so? Exactly. If your ethics outweigh your sensory pleasure, you will find a way. And that's how I feel, because I've been in situations, this is kind of rare these days, but back in the day, when there was nothing I could eat, and maybe I'm at a work function or something, where I'm just some people would say, well, there's nothing vegan here, so I guess I'm going to have, a piece of pizza. Well, I know that I'm not going to die if I don't eat right, that day or whatever. I can eat later on when I'm done. Maybe I'm going to be hungry, but, I'll just wait it out. It's not a big deal. I'll eat later. And that's what I've done. If there's really absolutely nothing I can eat, then it's not a big deal. I just wait it out, and then I'll eat later. Or you can, bring, at the very minimum, if you think that maybe you're going to be in a situation like that, bring a protein bar with you or something like that. Usually I have one in the car or something. When I go out, when I'm going to drive long distance, I'll bring a couple of those with me just in case. I'd rather find something else, but if there's nothing, then you have that. So. Do I follow the work of Drs. Esselstyn and McDougall? Yeah, I was actually on the Esselstyn diet for a little bit, and it definitely worked, because it got my cholesterol down to a very, very, very healthy level when it was kind of high for being a vegan. So I took out the oils and everything like that. That's why to this day I still do my best not to avoid oils, specifically coconut oil, stuff like that, which is 87% saturated fat. So what else do we have here? What's good editing software? I have both Adobe Premiere Pro, which I highly recommend. For my more complex videos, I'll use that. But I've kind of got accustomed when I'm doing lazy editing, meaning I could literally wake up, open my laptop while I'm still in bed, and edit a video on my laptop. Then I'll use Final Cut Pro, and they both get the job done. If I'm going to do more visual effects and stuff like that, I'll go over to my desktop and use Adobe After Effects and Premiere Pro. Yeah, chimps for the most part are vegan animals. Gorillas, some of the biggest, strongest animals on Earth are all plant-based. Esselstyn is no oil. Greetings from Nova Scotia. What's up, Jesus Freak? Flatlander says, I wish it was unethical to eat junk food. LOL. Why? You know, I get a lot of people like criticizing about junk food and stuff, but you know, like I'm not, you know, I don't want to tell anybody what to do, like what to eat or anything. If it's vegan, like I really don't care what people eat. If it's junk food and they like junk food, then that's their prerogative. As long as they're not harming other beings, then, you know, go for it. You know, I ate junk food for like pretty much all my life. And then there's different times over the last few years where I started being more cognizant of it and eating a lot healthier. But here I am, healthy as can be. And the majority of my vegan years were junk food vegan. So I'm not saying everybody go out and eat junk food. You got to have a balance there. You got to be healthy. If you're not feeling good, then don't eat it. But I mean, Dr. Bernard plays guitar. Well, this video has definitely gone a lot longer than I expected it to be. I was only going to do like a quick interview with Ben, and I don't even know if he's probably had to leave. Yes, I have heard of Augusta brand vegan sausage. When I was in Montreal doing the Veg Fest up there, they gave me some. They were actually there too, but I got a package of it, brought it home. You realize your ancestors ate animal fats and meats for millions of years. And the good thing is we don't need to do that anymore. And the other thing is our ancestors didn't live to be anywhere near as old as we're living these days. So there is also that. Just because we could do it doesn't mean that we should do it. Times were different back in ancestral times. People had to do it to survive. We didn't have what we have today. They were all sold out of Miyoko's and Violife. Well, you know what? I know it doesn't look very melty, cheesy or anything, but I've made pizzas with that vegan parm that I made in my last video, and it's really good. So if you make like a pizza with some sauce and just throw some of that on top, it's actually really good. It would motivate you not to eat it. So here's what you got to do. You got to pretend in your own brain that it's not ethical, and then that'll motivate you not to eat it. So I'm a firm believer in like mind over matter. Like I remember, I think Bruce Lee said it when I heard him say it, a quote from him when I was a little kid. And like I've always been able to just, you know, whatever, we make our own choices. So like as hard as they can be sometimes, we make our own decisions there. So let's see. Oh yeah, sorry, millions of years. Nope. A few 100,000 maybe. Tofu on Toast says, how do your parents and family feel now about your vegan diet? Well, most of them have followed suit, and so I have two brothers, and they're both vegan. My one brother's wife is a vegetarian, and my other brother's wife is also a vegan, and their daughter is a vegan. My sister is a vegan. My mom is a vegan, and my dad, who has always been completely anti-vegan. Like he would, like literally, if you gave him a chocolate chip cookies, which are one of his favorite things ever since before I was born, he'd eat it. But if he found out that there was no eggs in it and we use vegan butter, he wouldn't touch it. But now he's actually he tries it. Like I said, I made that pizza that I was just talking about with that vegan parm on it, and he ate it. He has really surprised me in the last year or two. He's been eating all the vegan food that we make and liking it too. So last Thanksgiving was the first Thanksgiving, and in all those years that I tried to get my parents to go vegan. All those years, 29 years in total, from the day I went vegetarian until last Thanksgiving, where they finally had an all vegan Thanksgiving where everybody that was there ate all vegan. So that was a big deal. Never give up. Nate says, thanks for the live long stream. You are one of the best. Thank you, Nate. Yeah, I try to engage and answer every question that I can. I know I probably missed a few. It's not intentional. They're just I'm kind of behind here. Weave Magic says late, but hey Chris, hey Weave Magic. Jesus Freak's wife Tanya says hello. Hello, Tanya. Oh yeah, Mimi Kirk in her 70s. Just Jen says, I will be going to the Plant-Based Expo in New York too. Hope to catch you there. I'm still on the fence if I'm going or not. It's kind of a long drive for me, but I might be there. So if I see you, stop me and say hi. Same, Marmaduke. Same. Melissa said I finally got to try Oatly chocolate. Although I don't drink it often, it is delicious. I usually go with the white card and the sugar-free one. Homemade Mama loves my parents. We're gonna have to do some more videos with them in it. Actually, I have a new one that I'm about to edit with my mom and Katie in it. And I think my brother might be in it too, and his wife. I forgot. Sorry, I filmed it like a few weeks ago. Vegan Amanda wants to know when the Expo in New York City. It's going to be this Friday and Saturday. And I will put it I'll put the website, if he sent it to me. It'll be in the description of this video here. Let me see if he wrote back to me here. Yep. Okay. And also, let me just put that in there. He is giving a 20% discount. So the tickets are like, so it's open to the public on Saturday. And the ticket is $25. But you can also get 20% off using coupon code ZOMBIE. Boom. Okay, so I just added that. So when you go back and you revisit this video, it'll all be in the video description. Well, we got 104 people watching right now. I don't mind, answering questions. I know we've already been on for almost an hour and a half, but I like doing live streams. The only reason I don't do as many is because for some reason, every time I do them, I lose all kinds of subscribers. So I kind of try to keep them down to once or twice a month. And then maybe start going on to my Twitch channel, which, by the way, I don't really have many followers on Twitch. So when I'm on Twitch, it's like a tenth of the people following right now watching those. So the Gusta Seitan loaf, that sounds good too. I just had the little sausage links. Lisa Pisa wants to know if I do. I live in Syracuse still. And it is raining out right now. Marmaduke likes the chit chats, which, you know what I was talking about with Craig is what if What if I continue to do these maybe once or twice a month, but we went over to my second channel. Yes, I have a second channel. And then we did like regular podcasts kind of style, like where we go on like this, but we talk about anything and everything. We have things that we're set to talk about. I don't know. When I come on in here, like I was set on talking about the Plant-Based Expo and then just basically take your questions. If you guys didn't ask any questions, I was ready to just sign off right then. But, we're asking a lot of questions here. So, yeah. How do you get Twitch? It's you get just twitch.tv, I believe it is. And my name, somebody took my name. So I am the Vegan Zombie without an E at the end. So just an I. That's me. Lemon drops. That might be why. So I'm the Vegan Zombie without an E. Yeah. You should save your lives on Twitch. Yeah, I'm still in the process of kind of learning. So when I figure out all of that, and the latency and all that, and the frames per second, like I got to figure it all out. But once I can do that, I'm going to start recording it so I can upload them afterwards. Laura Mosley donated $1.99 and wants to know, can cats be vegan? So cats are obligate carnivores. There is a vegan cat food out there. Their biggest problem is they can't synthesize their own taurine, so it's got to be supplemented with that. But if the cat doesn't eat the food, then you're kind of out of luck there. It's kind of a double-edged sword. Do you buy cat food that is killing other animals, or do you keep your cat healthy? So I don't have a cat, but I do know that there is a cat food out there, but a cat is a carnivore. So if you let your cat outside, it will catch animals and kill them. So I would recommend, if you were going to put your cat on a vegan formula, take it to the vet often to make sure it's doing okay. I've heard stories of cats going blind and stuff like that on it. So be very careful. I would give a shout out here and say, go over to my second channel, which, by the way, if you want to know what my second channel is, it's right, if you go to my YouTube, it'll say featured channels. It's right there. It's my name, Chris Cooney, Vegan Zombie. So, and Audio had just subbed to my second. Thank you. I've had it for quite some time now. Actually, I think my most viewed video is over on that channel. It's the Gary Yourofsky's best speech ever, which we just came up on like 5 or 6 years. Let's see what else we have. The thing that I see that would be good for pets, so they can still, you could still be ethical, but also give them what they need, would be the lab-grown meats. When we get to the point in the future where those can be viable to give to like cat food, so it's like meat, but it's cruelty-free, so that animals aren't in factory farms dying because of it, and they're instead making these cells being grown. And I don't know why anybody would eat it, but for animals, that would be a great answer to pet food. Mouse flavored cat food. Wow. Maybe I should try to make that vegan mouse flavored cat food. My new recipe on my channel. Stay tuned. Have a problem finding good vegan cheese too. So I don't know where you're looking for the vegan cheese. I know you can order it. You can order Miyoko's online. You can also make your own. Good Planet has good cheese. BioLife. Oh no, Twitch isn't only mobile. I've never twitched on my phone. It sounds weird, right? Twitching like a zombie. Vegan Amanda, yes, this is going to be the first all vegan, all plant-based companies are going to be there for this expo, and there's going to be a ton of speakers there. So I know he said Dr. Greger, Neil Bernard, Dr. Ornish. I don't remember if he said Esselstyn is going to be there, but there's a lot of people that are going to be there. Why don't I just go to the website and read off to you guys who's going to be there? There it is. So it's going to be a big event. 140 plant-based companies are going to be there. Let me see. Exhibit about. I'm trying to find out where it tells all the people that are going to be there. Attend Expo. Exhibitors. A lot of the companies that I've talked about are going to be here. We got 22 Days Nutrition. We got Abe's. I'm just going to say a few of them. Dea's going to be there. Dr. Prager's, Edward and Sons, Follow Your Heart, Forks Over Knives, Good Catch, Good Planet, Hodo Soy. Let's see, Miyoko's is going to be there. Morning Star, No Evil Foods. Lots of companies. Still scrolling here. Tofurky's going to be there. Unisoy. They have really good jerky, by the way. Tree Line Cheese, Optim's Naturals, Vistro. Yeah, this is all the vegan companies are going to be there. Let me see again. Exhibit. Sponsors. Speakers? Who's going to speak? I don't know where to find. Oh, speaker list right here. Let's see. I'll name a few of them. Let me see who's going to be here. We have. Let's see. Dr. Neil Bernard, Gene Bauer of Farm Sanctuary. Let's see. Marco Borges, he's the founder of 22 Days Nutrition and Beyonce's dietitian. Asher Brown, he's one of my friends out there in California. He owns the Pollution Studios. Let's see. The Good Food Institute, Caroline Bushnell, T. Colin Campbell, Fran Costigan. Fran went on the vegan cruise with me. The co-founder and CEO of Next Level Burger, Dr. Garth Davis. Who else do we have? Oh, Esselstyn is going to be there. That's cool. Joel Furman. There's a lot of people. Dr. Greger. So you guys can go over here and see everybody that's going to be there. Joel Kahn. So a lot of the doctors are going to be there. Chris Kerr. I think the Sarno brothers are going to be there too. Dr. Milton Mills. Dr. Ornish. I'm keep going here. There's lots. Chad Sarno, Derek Sarno of Good Catch Foods and Wicked Healthy. Miyoko's going to be speaking. Sadra of No Evil Foods. Who else do we have? So yeah, it's going to be a lot of people. Lots of people. Oh, sorry about your cat, Tara. Laura likes the Go Veggie cheese. Can't find any more. Which Go Veggie do you? Because those singles, I feel it. They're like the worst cheese I ever had. Their shreds were okay though. And they also have a good vegan Parmesan too. Just to be clear, the Go Veggie says I think that they're not vegan. Go Veggie has two lines, so they have one with a blue label, which does have casein in it. It's not vegan, but they also have a purple label one, and those are all their vegan ones. Nate says Tofurkey was bad in 19. I liked it back in 1998 because it was the first thing that was anything remotely like, I don't know. That was 4 years before I went, or that was 4 years after I went vegan. When I went vegan, Google didn't exist. YouTube definitely didn't exist. So you couldn't go on there and, hey, how can I make this vegan? It just didn't exist. We were on our own. Oh, Marina's back. How was Hannibal? I've been thinking about it. Jesus Freak wants to know, why don't I start the Vegan Zombie brand of food? Yeah, there's a few things that I've been wanting to do for a long time. So cute tongue clicking. Was I tongue clicking or was that somebody? I don't know. Steph bought the nugs, so I'm glad you thought they were good. That crunchy breading, they're really good. All right. Wow, I caught up. I'm down to the last question here. And Flatlander is folding laundry right now. Something I should be doing. No, I should be doing laundry. Anyway, I guess we got through the questions, and thank you guys for watching. We'll do this again sometime. And I guess if you subscribe to the Twitch, it should automatically give you an update or a notification when I do go live. I don't have a set schedule yet because I'm still trying to iron out like how and all that stuff to use the platform, and yeah. So is there a Mrs. Vegan Zombie? No. Oh, I was clicking my tongue and Hannibal was disturbing as heck. I don't know if I'm going to be in Montreal or Toronto, but I'd love to go there. So I guess I'll just tell you real quick. I'm not a very good planner. I'm really spur of the moment, so I can't ever like make commitments to certain. It's just weird. I don't know. I'm always been like that. But anyway, have a great night, everybody. If you want to see the beginning of this video and you didn't see it, just go back after it's live. This video will probably go unlisted after a while, but then you can go to my live playlist and find it there. So all of my lives usually go unlisted. Some of them stay up there, but you can find them all on my playlist. So have a great night, and I'll see you guys next time.